Wrong button. Hello everyone, this is Resank the Jug Gamer and welcome to Katawa Shoujo, also known as Disability Goals. Why is it called that? You will see. Oh, I'm excited for this project. A light breeze causes the naked branches of... Oh, fuck! Wait, no, disable. That could have been problematic. A light breeze causes the naked... Oh, that would be so bad. I don't know if I'm gonna have to manually edit some of this. Hopefully no, because I turned maturity off, but who knows. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of the sight of teachers and fellow students. But now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing to the cold. Just how long am I expected to wait here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah, yes, the note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. Snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky, the only sign of time passing in the stagnant world. The slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone's approaching me from behind. Hiso? You came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line. That was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. So glad you got it. Shy, joyous smile that makes me tense. I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out of my chest and claim this goal for itself. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. Oh, jeez. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine as she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her fingers. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. This is so cute. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they're being stretched beyond the breaking point. Hiso? I reached up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hiso? My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shot open in terror. Hiso! The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I grow weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me, all these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help, and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Jesus! We open up with being confessed to, and then we have a goddamn heart attack. Katawa Shoujo. Just time passing by. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Yeah, no, we flat out opened with we opened up with being confessed to, and then having a heart attack. Jesus Christ! And that whole time, I could probably count the times I left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. For almost a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. So I had plenty of time to come up with terms of my situation. With Mia. A strange word, a foreign alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. Their condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? And I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 homophages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. But because of the delayed discovery of this condition, I had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. From about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I got so many cards and flowers were because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. That's brutal! Like, I understand wanting to do something nice for a student that just got a heart attack, but if they found out the reason why they did it was just because it was a class project, that's brutal. You... Jesus! Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. Then the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. What about Iwanako? Iwanako, who was the last to stop visiting. For 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyways. She didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess just because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them. But it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest, slowly change its appearances over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I'd go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. and I loved the stories. That was my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like the time blurred into some kind of gooey mess. I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I don't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surround me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hard, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctors came in and gave me a smile. He seemed excited, but not very. I think he was trying to make an effort to be happy on his behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I last saw them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. And I saw him hitting that mouse. There's a small ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and setting them aside as if to make the point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for the moment. Hello, Hirsao. How are you today? I don't answer him. I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. You have all your medication sorted out. I will give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad. His expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. Take it from his hand and take a look at myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Oh, fuck! The uncertainty along with some medication started staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. Yeah, I can see that! I can't even read a lot of these. 200 milligrams, 250... It just keeps coming and coming! This is insane! Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life? Every day? I'm afraid this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence boost is that? I felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I spoke with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hirsao. Please, calm down, Hirsao. Listen to what the doctor has said. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure your medication is suitable. So, I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff and is only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids! Don't try to disguise the fact! If it really was that free, they wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go. I need to change that voice. I cannot think of a good voice. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'll like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue education. This is an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, special school, that's an insult. This is what I want to say. Step down. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help, in one way or another. Your father is right. Many of graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person that doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person who doesn't have to be held back by their disability? That's what a disability is! I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I had always thought my life was actually kind of boring. But now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. The fact that I know now is futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school? What are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. Clean slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'd like to see what my new life will look like. Act 1. Life expectancy. And I think that's where I'm going to end it this time. Actually, let me check on something. Saving, create a new save. How long have I been going? 17? That's fine. Okay. This is Resuck the Jug Gamer. I hope you enjoyed the series so far, and I hope to see all you guys again next time. This was a big thing. We started off with being confessed to, we got a heart attack, and we're at a new school. Huzzah! Talk about a change in lifestyle, Jesus! I should not be laughing, this is very serious. Anyways, that's all for this time. This is Resuck the Jug Gamer. I hope to see all you guys again next time where we explore the school. See you guys then.